Hey guys, kind of late on this video, but this will be the video for the Unit 3, the first progress check. So the first question says, if g of x is equal to 2 natural log of x plus 1, and f is a differentiable function of x, which of the following is equivalent to the derivative of f of g of x with respect to x? So f of g of x is a composition, and if you take that derivative, it's going to be the derivative of the outside, which is, so that'd be f prime of g of x, remember that you keep the inside the same, times by the derivative of the inside, which would be g prime of x. So the derivative should be f prime of g of x times by g prime of x. And so we have g of x, so whenever you need to find g prime of x, you can find the derivative of that. Now that's going to be 2 over x plus 1. That's the derivative of g of x. And then g of x is, of course, is given there. So once you have like your general format of your derivative, so f prime of g of x, remember that g of x is going to be 2 natural log of x plus 1 times by g prime of x, which is going to be 2 over x plus 1. That should help you find your answer. For question 2, which of the following functions is the chain rule an appropriate method to find the derivative with respect to x? So if we look at 1, we can see that that is a composition. We have the square root of x plus 1 being put into cosine, and that is that's the whole thing about the chain rule, is that it's used for compositions. Now 2 is a product, not a composition. So I don't see a reason why we'd use the chain rule there. Now 3 is the tricky one, because you might say no, because it's a quotient. While that is true, you can use the quotient rule. Chain rule would still be an appropriate method if you rewrite the expression. If you bring the expression in the denominator, the 40x squared minus 1, you can bring that to the numerator if you put it in parentheses and put it all to the negative 1 power. And in that case, it would be an appropriate method to use. And then for question 3, we have a function h of x. Which of the following gives the correct process of finding h prime of x? So first of all, we'd have to use the power rule. So we'd bring down the 3, which it looks like A, B, C, and D all use the power rule, which is good. But then we'd have to go inside and take the derivative of 2 plus f of sine of x, and so the derivative of 2 would be 0, which is why we don't see it in B, C, or D. So we know A is definitely not it. But then, yeah, that's why we don't see 2 again, because the derivative of that is 0. And then we have to take the derivative of f of sine of x, which is a composition. So it'd be f prime of sine of x, but B and C at that point would be eliminated, because you have to keep the inside the same, and you'd have to go inside the derivative of that, inside of that function, and take the derivative of sine. And so the option would have to be D right there. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Really short progress check, so shouldn't take you guys all that long to do.